It is Ruins of Vinci. I am responsible for the heroes that march up the Gaunt Trail to the Gauntlight ruins. Samal, a hero cautious and worried about his ability to protect his newfound friends. Sage Tulak, nervous about his adventure and what his powers will reveal. And Fizik, nervous and twitchy on a good day, currently shitting himself. Approaching the ruin, Samal recites the classic Otari nursery rhyme and scouts the area, finding a half-decayed, scaly humanoid across a pond. He enters the first outbuilding, the entrance to the ruin. Inside, voices speak in Undercommon, insisting that he eat the magical pixie mud that lay upon the floor. He smartly refuses. But before long, he is attacked from the rafters above. Fizik burns the cobwebs on the ceiling with alchemist's fire. Samal pulls the slipshod planks above, exposing a midflit. And Sage Tulak, using telekinetic projectile, makes his first ever kill. Seeking to escape the danger of this room, Fizik runs to the bridge in the north and spots a midflit running away on a suspended vine. Sage Tulak joins him on the bridge, only to have it collapse beneath both their feet into the murky waters below.
Well, first episode, done. First combat, and ended pretty interestingly. How you guys feeling? How you guys feeling about this adventure so far?
First two characters, done.
I fell.
Dead, no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I was scared before.
Yeah. I warned you about the deadliness.
I knew that bridge was going down, but I didn't think that me and another small character was going to do it. I thought that if all three of us were on it, so I was making a break for it. But no dice.
You were making a break for the far end where the bridge ends and there's a little space to stand. I can see that, but no dice. The rule on that bridge was a medium or larger creature, and it's going to collapse.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think it was going to be that weak, but you did a great job of telegraphing it.
Thank you. I wanted to give you the idea, but I didn't want to give it away at the same time. But hey, we've had an interesting little go there in the first episode. That was fun. Samuel goes ahead and indicates the way out for everyone, and they go out, and the bridge collapses. So, first duty of protection failed. I wonder how Samuel's feeling about that. And then, of course, he has a quick flashback the night before. How did he get into this mess? And we had that lovely conversation with Rin. But before we dive in to the result of this collapsing bridge, we're going to read a little character exposition, a little collaboration of James and myself to give you guys a little more insight into his character. The shuffling sounds of many feet in a wide variety of footwear fill the air among the muted voices of the bustling Otari market. It's early morning and several shopkeepers are still setting up. A dour, humorless man stalks the stalls, silently judging the positioning of each and every ware. He stops, as he always does, in front of a stall prepped and ready before anyone else, as it always is, to make a sale. A large man with gray and white peppered hair and a well-kempt beard to match sits behind the makeshift counter. His broad shoulders nearly fill the entire frame, truly emphasizing the small stature of the stall space given to him. Yet the arrangement of his wares is perfectly placed so as not to be hidden by his person. Kilino Lathanar, owner of the Otari market, looms over him for a moment, his lip curling into an agitated sneer as he searches for any sign of frustration from the larger man. But he may as well have been trying to read a stone wall. A stone wall with an immaculate stall, whom always pays the rent on time and never breathes a sigh of annoyance, Kilino thinks to himself, breathing his own sigh of annoyance. The large man deliberately raises his hand and touches finger to tongue, quietly turning the page of a book, never looking up. The smell of fresh brewed coffee invitingly fills the air around him, always an exotic brew to match any of the various textiles behind him, from bolts of Nexian silk and Chalaxian leather to the variously patterned linens from Katapesh, Osirian, and Kadira, and the purposefully out of reach and beautifully woven Andoran rugs. And today's exotic brew? Jaha Java. Kilino grunts at his inability to disapprove of the large man and marches on in hopes of enjoying someone else's misfortune, someone else less ready to engage in another day of commerce. Later that day, the large man walks down the cobbled stones at the tail end of Osprey Street, the purple hues of the twilight sky barely illuminating the way. His simple clothes are well kept and laundered, and he walks with purpose and earnest, quick but head high and back straight. In one hand he carries a dark bottle with a shimmering white Thunderbird on the label. He raps his knuckles on the side of the familiar structure to indicate his arrival. It's been 4 years, Samal. I know what night it is. Come in. You need not knock. The man pulls aside a length of canvas and enters. Sitting on one side of a large round table is none other than Rin Savinci, tracing a quill over an elaborate map of the stars, nearly all connected into constellations. She gestures to the empty chair opposite, an empty wineglass sitting ready for each of them. What delight have you brought us this time, Samal?
Taldoran Rin, Viscount Emil's private vineyard.
Rin's pupilless eyes sparkle as she reads the vintage, offering up an impressed smile and chuckle. Samal sets to opening the wine and pouring a generous amount into each glass as Rin sets down her quill, looking straight at him, waiting for him to be ready. He gives a slight nod to show he is. Looking up at the stars, the open dome above their heads, Rin takes a deep breath in and out, a content smile at the corners of her mouth. Now, let's see if the stars have anything to say about your Izori. Shall we?
Let's see if she's sailing anywhere interesting today.
And we are back into the fog fen, where shit has gone down, and I need a reflex save for both Tulak and Physic as they fall into the water below.
That's gonna be grabbing a ledge there, bud.
Yeah, it is. Grab an edge, please. Reactions, go. All right, what'd you get, Physic?
That'll be an 11.
Oh. Tulak?
Oh god, I have to go back through here because I accidentally smashed the button like 3 times. Okay, it looks like my first out of the 3 that I rolled was a 10. The other ones were better at a 21 and a 19, but I can't...
Sorry, do you have the shaky hands of the DTs right now? What's going on?
I don't know what was happening, alright? Just...
It's his first day with a mouse, everyone.
Take the 10 and go. I don't have a mouse. I have a trackpad. It's annoying.
Well, it is DC 10.
Ooh.
So
sick, baby.
You both barely make it, but you grab that edge. Now, roll me a climb check. Athletics, please.
All right, this is where things are going to go poorly. Because that's a dump stat for me.
I'm gonna roll the exact same thing and have an 11.
Oh, okay.
16.
Does Physic get it? Because it's Tulok's turn?
We are out of initiative order now.
We're out of combat.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
In that case, Samal will aid.
Yeah, okay. I should have said that.
Sorry,
That's
I
fine.
thought we were still in initiative
No.
order. Yeah. And this is athletics?
Indeed.
Yeah, okay. Samal's gonna aid with a 15, I think.
And who does he aid? Who does he prioritize?
No, it's a DC 20. Never mind.
Okay. So you do not aid.
I do not aid. No.
Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter. They managed to pull themselves up
Oh, thank God.
as you move forward. So they both pull themselves back into the outbuilding as the bridge crashes into the water and the mud and makes a big, loud racket.
Physic, I'm sorry. I didn't think the bridge would collapse like that. I didn't mean to put you in danger.
We're in danger all the time right now. That just happens.
Yeah, Tulok kind of just like looks worriedly at Physic and just kind of brushes some of the wood splinters off his shoulder there.
Physic's gonna look at the two around me and notice that they're still kind of busted up. And if I could treat some wounds here before the flames reach us too quickly.
Well, at this point, the flames actually start to sputter out. There's not much here that they're able to catch fire to. Most of the wood in the area is extremely moist and damp. It's really only the cobwebs that were able to maintain the flame. And yeah, it's not long before they just sort of patter out.
Do Physic and Tulok look nimble? Are they lithe?
Tulok looks very nimble.
Okay.
Physic's a skinny little goblin, but I wouldn't necessarily call it lithe.
What I'm asking is, do you have anything in acrobatics or athletics, or is it both untrained?
Both untrained.
I'm trained in acrobatics, +6.
Okay. Samal is gonna take one of the bolts out of Physic's pouch and begin to tie his rope to it as you treat his wounds.
Nice. All right, let's get a treat wounds check in there. And the cool thing about your class here, Duncan, your chirurgeon,
Don't you dare.
is that you can use crafting in place of medicine check skills. Is that correct?
That is correct, which is...
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
Yes, which is very handy because his crafting is quite a bit better than his medicine. So...
As he needs to be at least trained in medicine for it to be effective. But otherwise, yeah, all medicine checks you can use crafting instead. So it's
Right.
pretty cool.
Yeah, because as an alchemist, you're pretty leaning towards crafting anyways, and then taking the surgeon trait, you'll be able to use that crafting. So that initial check will be a 24, which is just under a crit. And this is on Tulok, as I believe we discussed.
Treat wounds, DC 15 for the basic treat wounds. Great success. What do you roll?
With 1d8, that will be 7 hit points back.
Nice.
Tulok smiles at Physic. Thank you, my friend. I feel much better.
And kind of abashed by actually talking to people, he was just kind of like... Rah, rah, rah. And then he turns his attention towards Samal, and he will go for the same thing. Ooh, this one will be a 14. That's a failure.
Oh,
Should have done that the other way around.
doesn't work, eh? Yeah.
It's all right, Cutter. I appreciate the effort, but there's more pressing matters to be at hand. Ruin's tasked us to investigate the lighthouse, so now's the time. Can you shoot as well as you cut?
And he hands him a bolt with a rope tied to the back of it and just points at the door across.
I mean, obviously distressed that he had just failed a medicine check, which was kind of his whole thing. It's like, oh my, I guess I'll have to give it a shot. So let's give it a shot. Is that just going to be an attack roll with the crossbow?
Yeah, just roll an attack roll with the crossbow, yeah.
Yeah, it should be AC 5, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that's more or less it. Yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, that works. You shoot the old bolt across into the far door and with the rope attached. How long's the rope?
It's 50 feet.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, so Samal's just going to reef on it. Like, absolutely throw all of his weight behind it to try and pull this bolt out. To make sure it's stable enough for them to cross.
Okay.
Is it stable enough for them to cross? Because he knows the doors previously have just fallen apart at a glance, essentially.
Yeah, you give a good tug, and the bolt doesn't stick. Unfortunately, it's a great idea, but you're right. Those doors are too weak.
Okay.
Perhaps we should look into going around the other outbuilding.
From the angle you're at, it actually does look like it wouldn't be a difficult climb if you were to get yourself across the water there. It would be no more difficult than the climb that got you back into the room here after you grabbed the edge. You just would have to make your way down that way. However, as you guys are doing this, you treat some wounds, you tie this off, you fire it, you give it a tug. There's not much going on, but the water is now starting to settle a bit below. But then you start to hear a bit of a splash. In particular, Physic hears it because he's at the edge firing off, and you can hear some noise coming from the water to the east in the pond.
It sounds like a random encounter.
Yeah. I don't like the sound of that water, guys. Maybe we should go around.
Samal will give a tight nod and will wind up his rope and stow it in his pack again.
Okay. And again, a reminder that a lot of the water close to the building itself is relatively shallow.
Yeah, je suis in armor. He will
That's
also,
French,
as
listeners.
he's walking, as he's walking away, he'll also gesture at the mud around him, like the pixie dust, specifically to Physic to see if he has any idea what it is. Actually, would have had to drop it to try and aid Physic back into the building.
Who wants to roll me a sweet? Who wants to have me roll a sweet nature check for them?
I'll take it.
I'm untrained.
I'm trained.
Okay. Physic. You have no idea, but it stinks.
Ooh.
This whole room smells bad. And that fire, helped a bit, but not for long. It's just a really, really smelly pile of muddy-looking gray material. There's tons of them, actually. Or not say tons, but there's a bunch across the floor.
I'm not so inclined to follow the advice of the thing that was trying to kill us and eat that mud. So might just kind of grab some and take it with me.
Okay.
Kind of lagging behind a little bit, Tulok takes a knee beside the creature that he killed and is just going to look at it, and he doesn't know what it is, so is there a check that I can do to see?
Oh, yeah. It's a nature check, unless you have a different kind of lore you want to use.
Occult?
No. However, you want me to use nature?
Sure.
You...
I'm untrained, though. Can you roll it
recognizes-
if you're untrained?
Yeah, recall knowledge is untrained. It's
Okay.
fine.
Yep. Nature.
You do know what this is. This is what's called a mitflit. They are very pitiful, cowardly, and self-loathing gremlins. They are fey creatures, but they have been long removed from the fey, the first world, and they don't have a whole lot going for them. They have a tendency to tame insects and spiders and other creatures that also turn out to be faithful allies quite often. But basically, they have like a very minor amount of actual gremlin magic at their disposal, but you did not see any evidence of that yet. But otherwise, they are just... gremlins in general are like just cruel, fey, trickster, saboteur kind of creatures.
So he just kind of will shout to the others and say, I don't think we should eat that. I've read about these creatures before in a book somewhere, and they're very, very sneaky and conniving. They must be trying to trick us. And then he just wants to do a perception check to see if there's anything on the body of interest.
For sure. And you can double check this, but I believe if you double click on the Mitflit corpse in front of you, you should be able to open its inventory.
Yeah. So he's got 10 darts, 1 short sword, and that is it. So, uninterested in any of that. Tulak will just stand up and follow the others.
Okay. Nobody? You sure nobody wants to eat any of the mud? No? Okay.
You made it sound so appealing.
It's magical and pixie. All right. So you head out the building. 9 out of 10 dentists. You make your way out of the building and meet everyone at the southern edge of the pond. There is some residual waves or ripples coming from the northern center portion.
Okay.
I think Samal's going to take 5 minutes and string his bow.
Okay.
That's not Pathfinder mechanics. That's just how long I feel like it would take him to string a short bow.
Sure.
Nah, I can string my bow in like 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweet. If you're a pro, then 30 seconds it is. Roll for initiative. No, don't roll for initiative.
Okay.
Toy with silence on that. Everyone's like, "What? Seriously?"
Okay, so he strings a short bow, and then I guess he wants to study the integrity of this vine. Like, I know the Mitflix. What? Like, did they walk across it or crawl across it or what?
You didn't see. Actually, I guess Physic did see one, and yeah, they were pretty. They were like a combination of feet and hands, kind of like monkeying their way across it, and very quickly. So it held one of those, but he only saw one at a time for sure. From this distance, it's certainly hard to tell. It's definitely 10 feet or more above you, not to mention however many feet away.
Okay.
Like a solid 30 feet away.
I guess he'll just keep moving around.
Okay. So he takes his time to move around the eastern side of the pond, or are you just gonna keep going by the other outbuilding?
I think he's going to go up to the other outbuilding and see if it's climbable. He is a good climber from his time on the seas.
I mean, it certainly looks precarious. The arrow slits above you, you can tell they have corroded, but they are going to be next to impossible to squeeze through if you're trying to get in. You think maybe, at best, Physic would have a chance to get in, but you would not, especially in armor. And then the walls themselves look very dangerous. They're crumbling, which gives you a lot of handholds, but they're also extremely damp and wet and covered in moss and all kinds of algae and stuff all around. So it's a very precarious climb.
Right. Okay. I guess just gonna keep moving around.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping close to Samal, Sage Tulak is just moving to the north around the outbuilding as well, just trying to see if there's an easier way around, which doesn't have creepy bubbling water.
Okay. And you reach the eastern side, and you have, a bigger and larger kind of part of the water and pond, a tributary, if you will, I guess might be the appropriate word. sort of.
Is that deep as the water like that was bubbling?
Real close to the building, it's not too bad. But as you get out here, where it widens to the farther to the north, it definitely, obviously becomes deeper. But it is really hard to tell. It's very murky.
And it looks like the other side here, there's no sort of doors or anything. It's all just solid walls, eh?
You actually see over here that the wall is totally crumbled and destroyed. So a bit north and on the eastern side of the building and across that water. Yeah, it is completely destroyed and open.
I think Samal's going to try and jump the pond then.
Okay, it's going to jump. It's going to jump. What are the jump mechanics? You going for a long jump, essentially, right?
Yeah, I'm going for a long jump.
Okay.
So it looks like he's trying to go... The shortest I think I can find is 20 feet. So I guess he's aiming for a 20-foot jump.
He's going for a 20-foot jump.
Yeah, which makes that a DC 20. Which is not great.
So I was wondering if that might be like the world record long jump, but it's actually 29 feet. So you're in good shape here, bud.
Holy shit!
How far is it?
So a long
29.
jump. A long jump is an athletics check. The DC is equal to the total distance in feet you're attempting to move during your leap. So you're basically taking the leap action and turning it into a long jump. And you can't leap farther than your speed. And you need to stride at least 10 feet for this to work.
Yeah. So he's gonna do that. I'm just trying to see if there's any spot shorter than 20 feet. And it doesn't look like there is that. He can get maybe here.
Yeah, it looks like closer to where that stone bridge is. You could probably get yourself a running start, and it's probably about a 15-foot leap.
Yeah, can I do that? Can you see that?
Yeah, I do see it, yes. I think we can give that a go, yeah.
Okay, he's going to attempt that. That's not the worst. Okay, Samal steps back 10 feet to give himself a running start.
Okay.
And he's going to go for it. He starts running, and he leaps. That is a 20, modified 20, with a 13 on the die.
Nice.
Hell
So
yeah.
he makes it. He makes that leap.
So as far as leap goes, we basically say you can leap up to 10 feet horizontally if your speed is at least 15 feet, which it is. Or up to 15 feet if your speed is 30, which I don't think yours is yet.
It is not. It would be without his armor on. But
Okay. And, hold the phone on that. Are you sure?
no.
Because your speed is not reduced by your armor as long as you meet the strength threshold of your armor. It's not
okay,
1E
then no.
rules. Yeah.
Right.
But you're still at 25.
Then no,
I
that's
would
not
imagine,
his
right?
speed. Yeah, I'm still at 25.
Okay, cool. Just double check on that. Yeah, they took a step back on that from the 1E rules, which I'm happy about.
Let me just
you
double
got the training and the strength to not weigh you down too much. So
Yeah, I have 25 feet. Yep.
cool. So you basically can automatically make 15 feet without, and again, I believe it's as long as you run that 10 feet horizontally. So you are in the clear without even really having to roll, I think, on that one. And but you make it well across with the effort, and just come right across to the far wall, kind of using it to stop your motion.
So he's going to look for a handhold to try and steady himself and reach his arm out. So he's 6 feet tall, so that means he's got 6 feet worth of play between his two arms. So I think he could theoretically shorten that 15 feet leap to 10 feet with an 8 action.
Wicked. Yeah, I'm so happy with that. Who wants to leap across next? Who's the least scared of the scaredy cats?
Well, here's my thought. Could you throw the rope over and kind of haul me across? Because I don't think I'm going to make that jump.
Well, didn't he just say you can leap 10 feet without...
You basically
without a problem?
can leap 15 feet as long as your speed is at least 20 or at least 15. So,
Okay.
or something like that. Something like that. At least 10 feet as long as you're 15. Yeah, so I think you're fine. And I think we're just going to roll past this. He's got his arm out. If you really want to give it a go, you should be able to grab onto him and be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sage Tulok will step up and not wanting to be too far away from Samal will take a running jump and leap across.
Cool. You both do so well enough, and you get a little extra mud on your boots and pants and robes and whatnot, but you make it across just fine. And you guys head a bit north.
Yeah, he keeps heading north towards that crumbled wall.
Okay. And you peek into the side of this building, and there's a big open space. Piles of rotting timbers and loose stones lie in heaps throughout this large L-shaped hall. Clumps of moss and tangled vines spill down from gaps in the wooden ceiling above each pile of rubble. Several doors lead out to all sides, most barely clinging to their hinges and frames. Debris completely blocks a wooden stairwell that leads up to a large hole in the ceiling, which I'm pointing out right there. And here and there, the stone walls bear the scars of fire or damage from an ancient battle. And one of these Mitflit creatures is standing and crawling through some of the rubble.
Okay. I wouldn't have had time to take the scout action, eh?
Well, he hasn't spotted you yet.
Okay.
So, ball's in your court. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to go into stealth.
Just for the record, on this map, anything that's any square that's significantly covered in the broken beams of wood and the rocks, difficult terrain. So there's a lot of it. So for every square you move into or within the difficult terrain, it costs you an extra 5 feet of movement.
Yeah, I will go into the avoid notice exploration because
Okay,
he's getting a little freaked out. He just wants to slink along.
sure. And just anyone else for exploration activity?
Yeah, I will take that scout action.
Okay,
I'm going to take avoid notice as well.
all right. And who's moving first?
I have to for the scout action, and
Okay.
because it's difficult terrain and I move at half speed with the scout action, I move 5 feet at a time.
Okay.
And Sage Tulok follows behind Samal.
Samal will draw his axe at this point as well.
And you guys get a few feet in before Physic kicks a rock. It just causes a huge bunch of racket. One of the pots on his person falls over as he tries to grab the rock from making more noise, and it's just a big scramble of just noise and clatter. And the Mitflit just turns its head and goes, "Barakatodoshnya!" And another Mitflit pops up out of the rubble, and we're gonna roll for initiative.
Fool of a physic.
Everybody gets a +1 because of my scout action.
Everyone gets a +1 because you have scout action. I love it. Let us combat. Samal, what do you got?
So I actually rolled it twice. Do you want me to use the first one or the second one?
Oh, use your first one, shall you? Whatever it is.
Samal got a 13.
Okay. Physic, what's yours?
Oh, physics got a 9.
And that's
Sweet.
with the +1 from
Oh,
the scout
10.
action.
Sorry, yes.
We can roll
10,
stealth, though, no? Well, I guess you can.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Physic can't, because on the count of the fact that he fucked it up. But I will allow it for you, Tulak.
Ooh, natural 1 for an 8.
Amazing.
This is going well.
All right. Top of the order comes this slithering, disgusting massive maggot creature. And it comes from around the corner and slithers up in response to the Mitflit's surprise and starts climbing over the rubble here in front of you, towards you. And this guy is going to move there as well. All right, so you have this maggot, this awful, disgusting-looking maggot, and a couple of these Mitflits running straight towards you now. The northern Mitflit is going to throw a dart at you, Samal. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to get that right one day. For a 14 to hit.
No, sir.
No, sir. And the other one will try the same for a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And you take 1 piercing damage.
1 piercing damage. Got it.
And it's your turn.
Okay. So they each threw 1 dart. Got it. I did say prior to this he drew his axe. Is that legal? Is that all good?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay. He is going to then stride up to this giant maggot with his first action. Second action, he's going to use his first level feat combat assessment and take a strike with his boarding axe. That is a 17 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay, so with my combat assessment, that means I get a free recall knowledge on the target.
Hell yeah. And let me roll that up for you. And you have never in your life seen a maggot this large.
Okay.
You are under the impression it must be some weird, magically altered creature, because there's no way a maggot should be this large.
Okay. I've never seen a maggot this big. Maybe it's been altered somehow. And then he does 6 points of slashing damage. And with his third action, he is going to raise a shield.
Okay.
And that is his turn.
Physic.
Yikes. So, Physic will be striding on forth across this difficult terrain, which only gives him 15 feet of movement now. If he can, this is non-difficult terrain, so yeah. To his west, towards the whole fracas here. He would like to throw another Alchemist Fire at that maggot.
Okay. Tossing an Alchemist Fire. Now, I love these bomb things. They're kind of fun.
They are fun. That's a 14 to hit.
That hits. Tell me what happens.
9 points of initial damage, then 1 persistent fire damage and 1 fire splash damage.
Okay. So this is very important. So I would put persistent damage on this creature, and it's just 1, you said?
Yep.
And Samal, you take 1 splash fire damage, because you are adjacent to this creature.
There's no save or anything like that. I just auto take the damage.
There is not, as far as I know.
Okay.
Oh my bad, I'm so sorry.
Good.
All right, so you threw. What else?
I threw. I'm gonna take 1 more stride up behind Samal, and I'll end my turn.
Okay. So, sorry, you were here before?
Yeah. Is that difficult terrain in here?
You can really only move... Yeah, you can really only move 2 of those squares.
Okay, so I'll just move 10 feet west.
Okay. All right, and... Tulak.
All right, so Tulak is just going to stride slightly to the northwest to be kind of behind Samal, and then we'll kind of look around and just seeing all the rubble everywhere, he reaches out again and clenches his fist and points at the giant maggot and will attempt to telekinetic projectile him.
Okay.
So that is going to be a 11.
No dice.
All right. And then
That's a goofy looking magnet. It's got like googly eyes.
Yeah, you guys want to see the artwork? Here's the Mitflit.
Oh, he's
oh,
cute.
that's cool.
Looks like me.
It's got the same proportions as a Funko Pop.
They're like these, just these really, really ugly gremlin-looking blue things. Yeah, and then that's the maggot.
Oh yeah, he does have googly eyes.
These have like a almost like a totem-esque like necklace attached to it that these Mitflits seem to have put onto it.
Okay. It's that crafty fey magic.
All right, Tulak, so you moved and projectile. That's it.
Yeah, and then for my last action, I am going to create a...
Projectile's 2 actions, is it not?
Yes, my bad.
Third
That's my
time I
turn.
caught him cheating.
Spellcasters, not my thing. My bad.
You did give us warning. Another Mitflit comes bounding onto the rubble in the back and is going to throw a dart.
That's what you want.
And
Is he?
Oh, he is. Wait, hold on.
Who?
Hold on. I think I just calculated my action points wrong here. And that. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Try to cheat over there, Brian?
He is going to. I'm cheating. He's going to get up closer here. There we go. And then he'll throw a dart at Samal.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes. And 16 to hit.
16 is a miss.
Never mind. Mudlicker Maggot is going to attack you with its mandibles, Samal. A sweet
Okay.
10 to hit.
No, sir.
No dice. And it will try a second one. And yeah, no, it's just going to start swinging at you with its face and miss.
Samal's like keeping it back with his shield, just like pressing it into this giant magot's face.
The Mitflit to the north is now avoiding the difficult terrain as best he can. It is going to run east and then come down and get up right up next to Tulak. Pulls out a short sword and swings. Oh, 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Not a crit though.
No, sir.
Think you're so cool. That's 4 damage. Oof. And the other Mitflit is going to, one of the other ones is going to move his way over to, I don't think can I do that? Hold on. I'm really bad at calculating difficult terrain apparently. And that cost me 10, and that cost me 20, and then, okay. So he's going to move up to Physic and do the same thing, strike with a short sword, natural 1, totally flubs it, trips over a rock. Samal, you're up again.
Yeah, okay. Samal, first action is going to raise that shield to keep it raised. Second action, he is going to swing with that boarding axe. And I think... Yeah, he's just going to swing with that boarding axe, yeah.
Okay. I forgot
that is a
to
26
mention...
to hit.
Oh, shit. That's definitely a crit. I just wanted to say that I forgot to mention that the maggot did take that persistent fire damage from the Alchemist Fire, and it failed its check to remove it, so it's still on fire. And you've just crit
keeping
the hell
this
out of it.
maggot back with his shield and just swings right into the neck of this thing.
Amazing. How much damage you got?
That is 10 slashing damage.
And you kill it.
Okay. He, with his last action, is going to 5-foot step up to this one.
Okay.
Turning
Before
his back
you do,
on the other one. Okay. Does the maggot explode?
the maggot doesn't explode, but as you hit it, it throws up. Its reaction gets used just before its death to regurgitate the rancid, foul meal it had most recently eaten. And just, in a 5-foot emanation, lets out this disgusting, rancid bile all over the place. And essentially explodes, but I do need you to roll me a fortitude save.
Okay. I'm okay at these.
Okay.
And I can't use my reaction to raise my shield to get out of it. It's just straight up fortitude save.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not an attack.
And that it's been 10 minutes since I took that poison and disease potion, I'm guessing.
I'm going to say yeah.
All right, that is a 12. That is not great. It's
A 12
5 on the die.
Is a failure, and you become sickened 1.
Okay. Do you want to go over sickened for the listeners? And
Do
for
I?
me?
And for myself, please. Yeah, the sickened condition is one of those conditions with a value. It's a penalty, and it essentially affects anything related to fortitude. So, hold on. Oh, no. You essentially adds a status penalty to all of your checks and DCs, equal to the value.
Oh, gross.
So, yeah, pretty much everything, it should be automated in your character sheet, which is great. Pretty much everything is reduced by 1. You can spend a single action retching in an attempt to recover, which lets you immediately attempt another fortitude save against the same DC, and then you can reduce that value by 1. So right now you are sickened 1.
Okay.
It'll take you 1 action to give it another go to get rid of it.
Yeah, instead of taking that 5-foot step, I think he'll do that. Like,
Okay.
He hits this maggot in the throat, and then its last, like, he's keeping it at bay with the shield, hits it in the neck with his boarding axe, pulls it out, its last supper comes out, and then Samal just throws up.
Yeah, it's just disgusting. Just starts retching on the spot.
Yeah. That is a 15.
That's still a failure. You're still sick as can be.
That's his turn.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Physic.
Well, Physic, feeling like an absolute bag of shit for having just, set Samal on fire a little bit. He's going to stride just a little bit, but he's going to stride north 10 feet, which will be 20 feet of movement given the difficult terrain, and then he will administer another elixir of life.
To Samal.
To Samal, yes. The one he
Okay.
set on fire.
Sweet.
That'll be 2 HP, plus you get your poison and poison resistance again.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Is this a poison or disease?
It is not. It's just you being disgusted by
Fuck.
the circumstance.
God damn it.
Sorry. Right, another elixir of life. Shitty roll. Good work, Duncan. Thanks for nothing. Anything else from you?
Well, no, that's my 3 turns, but I mean, thanks, man.
Whatever, dude. Tulok, show us how useless you are.
Coming right up. So, all right. So Tulok looks to the Mitflit that is harrying him to the north, and he pulls up his hand in a strange gesture, and a purple glow emanates from his hand that looks like a spider as he reaches out and touches the Mitflit, and he will have to perform a fortitude save against a spider sting.
Spider sting. Oh, okay.
That's fucking awesome.
save.
Tulok's over here doing living shadow puppets.
Damn right.
Love it. I got a 13 on that.
That is a fail. So,
Fuck yes.
you are affected with spider venom at stage 1. So, stage 1, so it's 1d4 poison damage, and he is enfeebled 1 for a maximum duration of 4 rounds, with a save at the end of each round, I believe.
Hot damn. Okay, so enfeebled 1. Enfeebled, I believe, affects essentially anything based around strength. And go ahead and roll your poison damage.
2.
2. Okay. Takes 2 a poison. Let me just double check if he's immune. He's not. That's a shame. Okay, and
then, so that is my first 2 actions, and for my final action, he will actually strike out with the small dagger that's in his hand.
okay. Strike out with a small dagger in his hand. Go for it.
14 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right, and that is his turn.
Okay. Sorry, what did you say about the enfeebled, by the way? It can come off when?
The poison has a maximum duration of 4 rounds, and you have to make a save at the end of each round. Because now you're on like a poison.
It's not. It's a persistent damage. Is that what you're trying to say? It's not persistent damage.
Yeah, because now you're poisoned.
Oh. Okay. You take one failure afflicted with spider venom at stage 1. Ah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you.
Gotcha.
Yes, the spell didn't do damage. The venom
for some
did.
reason, I didn't pick up that it was a poison effect. I'm a dummy.
So actually, now
okay.
I'm wondering if you even take that 1d4 now, or you take it on your turn.
I failed, so I immediately go to stage 1, so I do take the damage right away.
And
I'm
also,
people 1.
Yeah.
I deal the 1d4 and afflict it with the venom.
So on its round, it should take another 1d4 poison damage.
When a creature is exposed to a monster's poison, it attempts a fortitude save to avoid being poisoned to the level of poison. The rules follow the rules for afflictions. The affliction typically has multiple stages, each of these listed in an interval and parentheses. When you reach a given stage in affliction, you are subject to the effects that are listed. At the end of the stage's listed interval, you must attempt a new saving throw. On a success, you reduce the stage by 1. On a critical success, you reduce it by 2. And then same for failures and critical failures. So yeah, on your next turn. So you got to keep me honest on it.
Okay.
On your next turn, he'll have to do another fortitude save to see if he shakes the poison off or not. And there's a maximum of 4 rounds that can affect him. That's how this works, because poisons are faster acting. So if he fails multiple times, he'll stay at stage 1 up to a maximum of 4 poison damage worth.
And if he critical
cut
fails,
all of this,
he can go to stage 2, I believe.
Sorry, so you swung and you missed, and all right. So
You fucking stabbed him for at 14.
that brings us to the Mitfla that's to the far west. It is throwing darts. He'll toss another one and miss.
Sorry, just to
And-
confirm for me and the listeners, that is Tulok's dagger strike at a 14 missed, right?
Yep.
It did miss, yes.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
And then this Mitfla, he throws a dart, and then he's going to start running towards you somehow and pull out a short sword as he does that. And then it's going to bring us back to the top of the list. Oh,
Who did
that
he throw a
negates-
dart at?
He threw it at you, but he missed
Oh,
completely.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And the Mitflit next to you, Tulok, that you've now stung,
Yes.
is going to swing his short sword again for 25 to hit. Man, I'm getting big rolls on you.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that's 2 damage. And he will swing it one more time for a 17.
It's a meat to beat.
And that's 1 damage.
Okay.
And that brings us to the other Mitflit that was recently attacking Physic, who will then step up and do his best to continue that assault.
Little bastard.
Natural 1.
He's good at those.
And a 7. So, miss. They're not doing a great job. Samal, how many can you kill in 1 round?
Fuck, who knows? The one attacking Physic, he's going to strike out with the boarding axe. That is a 19 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And that is 7 slashing damage. Second action, he is going to throw up. That is a critical fail.
You're just getting sicker and sicker.
Yeah. So does he move further down the track, or?
No, there's no track for you. You're just
Okay, got it.
so overwhelmed by how awful. Like, it's like someone just shoved a bunch of like moldy food in your mouth, and you just can't get past it.
Okay, got it. So he's going to attack with the boarding axe. One at the one behind him. This is an agile weapon, so it's only a -4. So in this case,
sweet.
it's actually still just a -4. That is an 11 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay, so he just hits one, throws up on the maggot, turns around and attempts to hit the other one and misses in like his bleary-eyed state as his eyes are watering.
I just this scene's so funny. You just like turn around, swing, and you're like, ah! Just swing again. Just dry heaving on the spot, doing your best to defend everybody. Things are not going swimmingly for Samal.
He's not having a great day.
No. Physic, what do you got?
Oh my god. He's gonna use an elixir of life on Tulak. Oh, I finally got a good roll on it. He heals 5 HP.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You're real good at healing him.
Thank you.
You must not have too many things left. Oh no, you actually, how much does your chirurgeon get for these elixirs of life?
My surgeon, because he's because he's a surgeon. I'm gonna say that again. Because he's a surgeon, he each one of his reagents will give him 3 elixirs of life, or well, depending on he can choose 2 of his preferred healing elixirs. He has right now elixir of life and antidote. So each reagent will normally give you 2 alchemical items. In this case, it gives you 3 alchemical items if it's one of your 2 chosen specialties.
Okay.
So I came here with 6 by using 2 of my 4 reagents on the elixir of life.
Crazy. That's so cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really digging it. Okay, so that's 2 of my actions, and then because I've got a creepy little thing that looks a lot like myself on either side, Physic is gonna just take a step to the north. Oh, I'm still on difficult terrain. No. Well, I can stride to the north using 10 feet.
You can, yeah.
Semantics, pedantics.
It would matter a lot if they had reactions.
Yeah.
But you don't have that situation in your hands right now. So, and you would have realized that already. You guys have definitely walked past and around these guys a couple times already. So, all right, that's you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Tulak. You just got a mysterious liquid poured down your throat. How do you feel about that?
Feels great,
Oh, is
man.
it down his throat? I've been imagining Physic just like scooping out this topical ointment, like rubbing it on the back of Samal's neck.
So I was imagining it like he pulls out like a rocks glass, fills it whiskey, and just tosses it in your face.
Yeah, it's
swirls
kind
it.
of like you know when you see like bartenders mixing drinks and they're just like throwing the drink between 2 mixers.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, but right down the gullet.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So you take 3 poison damage. The Mitflit to the north there that is poisoned.
Oh, actually, do I not have... I have to do a fortitude save first.
Okay.
18.
Ooh, that passes.
Okay, so I've recovered from the poison.
Yes. And then...
It's a natural 16, by the way.
Oh.
It's a pretty high roll.
Well, very nice. Okay, so I will stride away over what seems like 1 piece of difficult terrain. And then 3 regular pieces of terrain, so he just gets out of there a little bit. And then
Regular terrain.
would like the southernmost Mitflit to roll a will save as he waves his hand through the air horizontally across the face of the Mitflit from a distance.
Okay. Will save. Here we go. 17.
All right, so now I can't remember now. So the DC is 17. So is that a save?
It's a meet to beat, yeah.
Meet to beat.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
And,
Didn't I say to show how useless you would be? Wasn't that great?
And that's it.
That's it. Okay. Northwestern Mifflet is going to start attacking Samal. Short sword 15. Short sword 7. Short sword 10.
Nope. Nope.
This thing is
He's just
silly.
like holding it by the forehead as he's throwing up on this, the dry heaving on this maggot body.
He's like, just like trying his best to murder you. The Mitflit to the east next to Physic is going to strike out as well. 25 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. Not a crit.
Not a crit. Okay. You take oh my god, 1 damage.
Oh, jeez. Calm down, Mitflit.
And it's
You're
gonna
still
attack
enfeebled,
again.
by the way. You should take that off.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's what I was wondering why I did -1 damage. I was like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Usually it's 0. And we got a 23 to hit again,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and 1 damage again. And this time it's going to actually start running away itself. So it swings twice and hits. He's like, stickata! And that brings us to Mitflit next to Samal. Oh, Samal is flanked right now. I didn't even plan that. So you get a -2 to your AC, and this Mitflit's going to attack you.
Does it have
20
its
to
weapon
hit.
drawn?
Oh, yes. Yes, they all have short
Okay.
swords at this point. Yeah.
Okay. 20's a hit. Yeah.
20 is a hit, and that is 1 damage.
Okay. 1 damage.
And I did that wrong. 18 to hit.
18's a
-2
hit.
AC. Okay. And 3 damage on that one.
Okay.
And then it is also going to start running over this to the east a bit and get next to Sage Tulak.
Over the difficult terrain. It's going to move 20 feet.
Difficult terrain. Correct. Samal, you're up.
Samal is going to first action raise his shields. Okay, second action, he's going to attempt to shove. No, you know what? Fuck it. He's just going to move 10 feet up to this one and then attack it with his boarding axe.
Okay. He's following the one that's gone towards Tulak.
You can flank it if you
That's
go
a
one north.
16 to hit.
16 hits.
I don't think I really need to. That is 7 slashing damage.
Okay, big hit on the Mitflit.
That's my turn.
That's you. Physic.
Physic is getting a little mad by getting swung at by Mitflix as they were. So he will stride to the southeast, thus putting that Mitflick into a flanking position, or he's
Yep. A flanked position.
flanked.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the flankee, not the flanker. Then he's gonna draw a dagger and just stab him with it
Okay.
for a 19 to hit.
That hits.
2 damage.
2 damage. All right, this thing is looking really rough. 2 luck.
Alrighty, so Tulak is kind of getting a little more frustrated by, his inability, but that kind of is par for the course right now because he barely knows how to use any of these spells, much like me. So again, he is just going to look at the pile of rubble that's to the northeast of this Mitflit that's right in front of him, and will close his fist towards it and then point at the Mitflit, therefore sending a telekinetic projectile his way.
It's going to be part of your shtick, isn't it?
Ooh, 25 to hit.
That is a crit.
Booyah!
Nice.
For 20 points of damage.
It had 1 hit point left. How do you kill it?
Just a big timber that's on the ground just comes flying across magically and just caves the back of its skull in.
How very unceremonious. Is that everything from you?
I guess. Yeah, I think that he is going to look at the northwestern Mitflit and say, "Just as you've seen with your friends, I have powers that you cannot comprehend. Leave now or you'll die as well." And would like to intimidate.
Okay, are we going for a demoralize?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
so you
what
take
I
a -4 to this for not speaking the same language. What do you got?
18.
Yep, still works. And you give it the frightened condition.
And that's it.
And frightened is pretty much is similar to sickened, I believe, in that it very much reduces pretty much everything by 1 or its current value. All checks and DCs, yeah. And this thing is scared of you, but is still going to make its way over to Physic and strike out with a short sword attack. 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And you take 2 damage, and that's going to be its turn. The northernmost Mitflit is going to start climbing this pile of rubble over here. So you might remember that the door to the northeast here, the double doors here, they are totally covered in rubble, and there's a hole in the ceiling above it. And it starts desperately trying to climb up to that hole. And it's going to spend its turn doing that. And, that Mitflit's dead. Remove you. And it's going to bring us to Samal.
Small is going to stride up to this one, raise his shields, and strike with his boarding axe. That is a 26 to hit.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, that's a crit.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's a big
That is
ol'
12
crit.
points of slashing damage, nearly max damage on that one.
It was a full health, and it is dead.
Excellent. And that is all 3 of my actions.
Amazing. And that brings us to Physic again. All you have left is the Mitflit to the north, desperately trying to climb the rubble to that ceiling hole.
Okay, so it will be a stride forward 5 feet, a draw of a crossbow, and let's pray to God this actually works. By which I mean not a natural 1 like last time. So, shoot with the crossbow for 14 to hit.
14 is a miss.
Dope.
Sorry, buds.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Also worth noting, I'm going to let it slide or pass for now, but you have a reload function on crossbows, so unless you have definitely had it preloaded, it would cost you an action to load it.
Okay. Well,
But you missed,
yeah,
so who
moved
cares?
anyways.
But just bear that in mind. Tulak,
All right.
what are you going to do with this cowardly creature to your north?
Well, he's worried that he's going to get away and tell his friends. So he turns to him and raises his hand, and out of 3 of his fingertips fire out magic purple missiles. Yeah, there's basically, this is going to hit automatically, and I'm sending 3 for 3 actions.
Magic missile. Classic.
Nice.
10 points of damage.
So very dead. Amazing. As he's climbing this rubble, like desperately trying to get to the hole above, you just boom, boom, boom. He's mad with him in the back, and he just falls backwards and just crumbles into the rocks, breaking his neck and back, and just gets obliterated.
And you look over and
And-
Samal just throws up again.
Samal continues to retch until he
Yeah,
can
that is-
finally get rid of.
That's
this,
a 20 on the fortitude save.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, excellent.
Good puke.
So he is down. If Physic wants to do a medicine check on him to treat wounds, he would be happy for that. Do we think it's been an hour? I guess it probably hasn't been an hour.
Ooh, yeah. I would suggest, if we can, to take some time to get that hour so we can kind of heal up. Because, I mean, these encounters kind of assume you're going to be going in at full health.
I guess, yeah.
I'm out of level 1 spells.
Okay, sweet. Do you have any level 2 spells left?
What's that?
Do you have any level 2 spells left?
No, unfortunately not.
Alright.
Sans.
Do you want to roll that medicine check there, Duncan? Please.
Yeah, I'll do it now. So are we just gonna assume we're just like sticking around right here for an hour?
We're at least taking an hour here. Yeah, I cannot walk into another room at half health and get fucked up like that.
No.
I mean, if like Tuluk wants to explore this room or whatever, that's fine. But like, we're at least taking an hour here, so you can do the treat wounds on me again. Sorry, an hour since our last one. So maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you treated wounds just after almost falling into the water, and we did rule that the effects wore off. So minimum 10 minutes. I would say a 15 is pretty solid at this point. So we'll call it 45-minute wait here, and you guys can kind of poke around and stuff if you want while you're doing.
Okay, I don't think Physic would necessarily leave his side at that point, just kind of worrying about his the person that he has already failed to heal previously. So I'll just call it the hour. Holy fuck.
That's a fail.
That's a 9 on the medicine check.
Indeed it is.
All right. Well, I know you're doing the best you can, little Physic. Let's just keep moving. There's a room over here that's not secure. Let's take a peek in there if Tulok hasn't already. And he'll just start moving to this door. Tired, exhausted, and like bleeding out of one of his arms. But if my character dies, Duncan, it's on you.
I totally understand.
So you find this like extra piece of crumbling wall to the next to the wall that's like leads outside. There's another one here into this other room. There's also a door that looks like it leads into the same spot from this larger L-shaped hallway. But you step in towards the crumbled spot, and it appears to be there appears to be a big sinkhole in the middle of the floor here. Almost entirely, the ceiling has collapsed in this room and has crumbled into a 10-foot deep sinkhole with rubble and mud and glistening patches of fungus. Evidence of ancient damage, burn scars, acid scorch marks decorate the walls and much of the rubble. Are you just like wandering right in, or are you taking an exploration activity at all?
Knowing that, he'd probably investigate, I think.
Okay. So you peek.
Just because it is kind of a falling room.
Okay.
I will be detecting magic.
Okay, so you're taking the investigation exploration activity, you said?
Yep.
So you're investigating, so you're looking around, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's see here. What sort of check should I roll for that? So you're essentially I get to do a secret recall knowledge check for this as you're going through.
I would say survival, but that's kind of your choice.
What is it you're trying to investigate specifically?
Specifically his footing. Like, okay. It's like he wants to make sure that where he steps in this room, because he wants to try and get over here, because he knows that's kind of where he wants to move further south past the sinkhole along this weird ledge towards the doors, because he knows that's kind of where the next outbuilding is, and that's where the Mitflicks cross to the vines. So like he's just trying to essentially secure this part of the tower.
Right. Okay. So of the available skills for recall knowledge, which is what the investigate action utilizes, I think the only one that's applicable here might be crafting. For that,
I'm totally down for crafting.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's way better than my survival.
Survival's not among the list, but crafting, you're trying to sort out the integrity and stuff of this place. Yeah.
Yeah, crafting's way better than my survival. Let's do that.
Okay. Of course, that's the one I don't have a macro for because I'm an idiot. I got it. All right. So it's so very obvious to you that the evidence from the previous room with the scoring and the damage marks and stuff, it's much more obvious in this room that this is where something very big happened. Same thing, some sort of magical ancient battle caused this to collapse. And it's been sitting here for centuries. And there is something very strange about all of this. In fact, your crafting tells you that this place should have decayed faster, given what you basically briefly know about what is supposed to have happened here at Gauntlight. The sorceress Belcora is supposed to have been fought and defeated somewhere here nearly 500 years ago. And this place is in terrible shape, but should be in much worse shape. And the evidence of ancient magical battle scars on the terrain almost shouldn't be there. And it really stands out to you. And as you peek your head into this room and you take all that in and you look into the sinkhole and you see some movement. You hear some noises. You hear some scratching and some of that. And then all of a sudden it starts to grow a little bit and there's multiple voices. And they are doing something you can't quite see from your angle. But there's multiple voices and it's getting louder and progressively. What do you want to do?
And nothing. I can't see anything, I guess, because of my weak human eyes.
At the moment, like, this room is quite well lit, but because you haven't, I'm kind of going with the fact that you're not quite in the room yet. You've just looked in and it's really obvious evidence, but you're not quite at the angle to see into the sinkhole appropriately.
So he will just whisper to Tulak, who's the closest to him, and tell Tulak to pass it on to Physics that he hears shit going on in the pit. He can't make out the language and he cannot see anything. And then he will take a very quiet, as quiet as he possibly can, step up to the pit. And just gently peek in, shield, axe in the other hand, ready to go in case shit gets weird.
Okay.
But he has not yet identified this as undercommon, so he's
for sure.
As wary as possible.
And as you get a bit closer to the sinkhole and you go to peek over, the volume starts to pick up. You're getting closer in proximity, and it is undercommon. It sounds like Mitflitz, and you peek your head over and find 4 in the midst of the sinkhole, wrestling each other. And they're like fighting over some sort of scrap of something, and they're just like and just punching each other and get it going in town. And then one of them just stops and gets like hit in the face, but still doesn't respond, doesn't re-engage, and then slowly turns its head up and looks straight at you.
Yeah, he's not particularly stealthy.
You actually rolled okay,
so
but this one rolled a natural 20. So, and even with a minus to its perception for being distracted, spots you and just goes Rakanishu! And we're gonna roll for initiative. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.